welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rennie, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can convert an Epson Ecotank into a sublimation printer. Now the Ecotank comes with ink, but to convert it to a sublimation printer, you're going to need some kind of sublimation ink. So on Amazon, I picked up the Printer's Jack sublimation ink, and I'm also going to be using the Printer's Jack sublimation paper. So I'm going to go ahead and get my Ecotank out of the box and we'll get to setting it up. So now that I got all the plastic and tape removed from my printer, I'm going to go ahead and lift the scanner. Then I can lift up the ink tank cover. So you can see here that each color is labeled, and then you also have this frosted window so you can see exactly where the ink levels are. So I'm going to go ahead and fill up each of the tanks up to the top level. And you just want to make sure it never gets below the lowest line. So the cover just flips right up, and then I'm going to go ahead and fill up the black ink first. So I wanted to point out that the bottles of the Epson ink is different than the Printer's Jack, but they did include some syringes, so I'm going to go ahead and use the syringes to get the ink in there, and also a pair of gloves. So I'm just going to take the top off the bottle of the black. Let's go ahead and open this up. Now I'm going to take my syringe, just need to only remove the cap here, there you go. Okay, I'm going to apply this into the black tank. So I'm just going to continue to repeat the process until my tank is full, and then I'll go ahead and do the other colors. I'm just finishing filling up the last color here, the yellow and the black. Since the tank is bigger, it took almost the whole bottle. And then for the other colors, I have about a half bottle left. So just make sure you have a lot of paper towels because this was pretty messy using the syringes, but it definitely got the job done. I'm just going to go ahead and close this. I can remove these gloves. Now make sure when you're filling up the ink tanks that you use a separate syringe for each of the colors. And I'm going to go ahead and wait to put the ink away because after we prime the printer, I might want to top off the ink tank. So now that I finished filling up the ink tanks, I'm just plugging in the printer. And you want to make sure to wait to connect it to your computer. So I'm just go ahead and power on. So now that it's powered on, it's asking me what language. So I'm just going to go ahead and select that and hit OK. So it's saying processing. So after you select your language and time, it tells you to go ahead and see your Start Here sheet. So this was in the printer box. So now it says to press OK. And then hold the question mark for 3 seconds. Confirm that tanks are filled with ink. So now it says it's going to take about 10 minutes, so I'll get back to you shortly. So the printer just finished setting up. You can see over here that the ink levels are lower than they were, so you could go ahead and fill this up now at this point. So now it's saying align the printer to get the best print quality. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit adjust. And then it's going to perform a print head nozzle check to check print quality. So for now, I'm just going to put some regular copy paper in here, but when you put sublimation paper in, you want to put the side that you're going to be printing on face down. So then you could just go ahead and adjust this to the size of your paper. Select print. So it says check the printed pattern and select the closer results. Okay, so it's saying this is going to take 3 minutes, so it says do not turn the power off until complete. Now that the printer had finished cleaning, I'm just going to print again. and then I will compare it to my first print. So I'm just comparing them side by side. It looks better. So I'm going to go ahead and select the circle. So now it's going to print one more time. So I wanted to point out, when you're printing with the sublimation paper, the colors are going to look dull on the paper, but when you go ahead and press them, they'll be more vibrant. So now it's telling me to select the pattern that shows no gap. So on page 4, it's telling me on number 1 to choose the one with the fewest streaks. So that looks like number 7. So I'm just going to change this to 7. So now I'm going to check 2. And just keep working my way down the sheet. Okay, so now it's going to print again. So now it's saying to select the pattern that shows no gap or dark line. So now it's telling me to choose the rectangles that are not separated or overlapping. So now it says printer head complete. You could adjust again from maintenance. So select paper size and type for paper source. So I'm going to change it from plain paper to premium matte. I'm going to change my paper size to 8.5 by 11. Okay, that's done. Okay, so once you have that all set up, you'll want to go ahead and install the software onto your computer. So I went to epson.com/support ET3760, and then I selected Mac because that's what I have. So go ahead and look for your model number and your computer that you will be using. So I just finished setting up all the software on the computer, and I got my computer and the printer connected. So now I want to talk about the sublimation paper. So I'm using the Printer's Jack sublimation paper, and this is the pink color. They also sell a blue color. So when you go ahead and load this into the paper tray, you want to make sure to load it with the pink side up. So I'm just going to go ahead and load the paper into the tray now, and in my next video we will be doing a test print. I hope this video was helpful for you converting over your Ecotank into a sublimation printer, and thanks for watching.